welcome back to my channel. This is the Mental Wellness channel with Waihiga. If you're new here, I hope that you stick around and take a listen to what I have to share. Today I want to talk about my truth. I want to talk about the reason I believe I started drinking. It's going to be a hard watch, but please stick around until the end. If you're new here, my name is Waihiga. I am an alcoholic in recovery. I have been trying to figure out for the longest time why I drank. Why am I an addict? Why am I an alcoholic? What is wrong with me? I definitely don't make excuses. I am the one who put a bottle to my mouth. I am the one that ingested alcohol. I am the one that chose to soothe my pain through drinking. And through drinking, I became addicted and heavily dependent on alcohol, which resulted in a physical dependency, a spiritual dependency, an emotional dependency, a psychological dependency. And it's a disease, alcoholism, that I will have until the day that I die. But the first time that I was in rehab, which was in 2015, one of the counselors there told me that alcoholism is a symptom. And I said, excuse me, what? And she kept saying, alcoholism is just a symptom. This is a symptom of something else. There's something deeper going on that you are hiding, that you don't want to face, that is steering your drinking. And I thought, absolutely not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my life. I have a good life. I came from a good home, a good family. I was raised in a good family. I was given so many opportunities. Materialistically, I wanted for none. Grew up in South Africa, went to really good private schools, did my best, excelled my best in school, in primary and high school. Yes, I was bullied, but that's not new. Went over to university. No sexual abuse happened to me when I was a child or when I was under the care of my parents. Absolutely not. I was never physically beaten by them. So, I mean, I was like pinched, but I wasn't like beaten by them, beaten by them. Nothing bad happened to me. And so when I got out of rehab that first time in 2015, I went back out into the world and I kept drinking. And I drank and I drank and I drank. And for the life of me, I could not stop drinking until 2017 when I hit my rock bottom. And for me to drink was to die. I wasn't dying at the pace that I wanted. I wasn't dying a quick death. Alcoholism is a very drawn out, stretched out, undignified death. Very painful. I had attempted suicide and it just didn't work. I kept waking up. But I was also dying, a very slow death. And so sobriety was the answer. Through a 12-step program, if you identify to my story, kindly go online right now and look for a 12-step meeting. Go to that meeting and get help for your drinking. And 2017 was when I surrendered to the bottle. And I admitted that the bottle has me. The bottle is my master. It dictates where I sleep, who are my friends, if I wake up, where I go, who I'm hustling today, if I make money, if I don't, if I eat, if I don't. Alcohol dictated everything in my life. So I handed over my trust to a higher power, and my higher power kept me sober and has kept me going. And in that realization, more has been revealed. More and more things have been revealed. And that's what I want to talk about. It has taken me a very long time to realize that I actually come from a dysfunctional family. Dysfunctional in the sense that I was blamed for everything. I have been blamed for everything. I've been blamed for the destruction, the tension, the arguments, the dysfunction of the family. And my whole life, I believed that I was the problem. Waihiga was the problem. I took on the blame. I took on that responsibility. And in the end, my coping mechanism became turning to the drink. That is my part. Nobody made me an alcoholic. Let's get that very, very, very clear. Nobody made me an alcoholic. I'm the one who went and picked up a drink. But I understand today what that counselor was telling me in rehab. Alcoholism is merely a symptom of a deeper problem. And the problem that I was trying to soothe myself over was how I felt in my family. Inferior. Less than, a mismatch, don't fit in, the cause and the reason for all the problems. So I grew up believing that I was rebellious, believing that I was disrespectful, believing that I was ungrateful, believing that I was very negative things. But in actual fact, that was just projection of people who are not healed. And those are things that you simply just can't put on a child. Because when you put those labels on a child, it damages them. How I came to the realization that I'm from a dysfunctional family is that I kept getting into relationships with narcissists. One relationship after the next, after the next, after the next. I mean, it was literally a different person. It was literally the same person but a different name. Whether drunk or sober, I was still attracting the same kind of person. And this led me to say, whoa, hold up. There's something very wrong here. What is it about me that keeps attracting this? What is it about me that keeps thinking this is okay? Why am I so okay with this kind of treatment? One, I was never taught about how to be a woman. Two, I was never taught about men. I was never taught how to date men. I was never taught who they are, what their nature is. I don't know if in other households you guys are taught these things. I wasn't. So I kind of went into it with trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. If you're taught things like don't have sex before marriage, how does that hold weight in today's world? For me, that didn't work out, considering, my first experience was a sexual assault. So we didn't have these normalized conversations around sex, around relationships, around anything really. So when I found myself really getting into relationship after relationship with the same type of person, just a different name, after this last one, I took it all to God and I said, you have to show me something. You have to show me something. And God started leading me to these different types of material and content that I really related to, and people who were sharing a lot that I really related to. And for the first time in my life, I looked at my family from an objective point of view. And I saw the dynamics that were going on. And I saw the arguments, and I saw the way people are being put against each other. And I saw the lack of accountability and blame shifting and defending the toxic person. And I realized, this here is not my problem. All of this, I am not this powerful. I am not this powerful to create a mess like this. One. Two, I am a good person and I am grateful to be in this family. So I didn't come here to cause distress and hurt. Three, now that the alcohol is gone and I am sober and I see clearly, what excuses are people going to come up with now? Because before it was always, Waihiga's drunk, Waihiga's not in her right mind, Waihiga this, Waihiga this. Okay, Waihiga's sober now, And it's not like the family dynamics were great before I started drinking. But I really started drinking like at 15 years old. And before that, there were still problems. All I know today is that I'm not to blame for everything. And two, I'm very scared. I'm very scared to step out into the world as myself because I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am independent from my family. I don't know who I am as Waihiga. I've never been out there by myself. I'm one of those people who leave home and then end up always coming back. And I want to break that cycle, I want to be that child that has now developed into a woman who is able to go live in the world and be able to make a living for herself and be able to even send back home things, But I just feel like one part of myself, I don't trust myself. Another part of myself, I'm not equipped, I wasn't taught how to be independent. I don't know, maybe you guys were taught as children or as teenagers, when you grow up, this is what you do. When you grow up, this is what you do. This is how you take care of bills. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is just my truth. So I don't feel equipped, but who is God? So this video isn't about bashing anyone. It's simply finally coming to the crux of the problem. Finally understanding why I was soothing so much pain. And finding my voice as Waihiga, independent of my last name and whoever I'm attached to in my family of origin. If you relate, please let me know in the comments below. Until the next video.